Hey everybody! Welcome back to Northernlion Plays the Binding of Isaac Afterbirth Plus. It's a big one. Butterflies in the stomach? Nah. Calm, cool, collected demeanor, and an awareness. We play at our best, no run can stop us. And if it can stop us, it's not worth worrying about. SE18 8LXL. Stats are incredible except damage. Made better. Like, I'm unconcerned about our damage stat. Yo, equality will work right off the bat. Unconcerned about damage stat. Let me tell you why. We got a $3 bill. What does that mean for us? Well, there's a doubled up HP drop to begin with. That means two things for us. The first thing it means is that we should really, really be careful when we shoot to make sure that until we know how much HP we have, we don't get too close to a rock or something like that and have Fire Mine blow us away. Secondarily, like that was a really good example of what not to do. Thanks for demonstrating. Secondarily, we're going to try to snag HP ASAP. Now, I don't like blowing up the donation machine this early. Feels bad, man. But now with a little bit of HP, we have peace of mind. Hold on. Did I finish my first train of thought? I was a little distracted by not knowing where we stood here to begin. I'm not worried about our damage at all because we have 2020 combined with $3 bill, which means basically our DPS is close to doubled of what it looks like statistically. And then secondarily, we're getting all sorts of awesome tier effects. Glowing Hourglass, how do I feel about that? I think I will use that if I forget how do you if you take damage on a room, you could pull it back. Or you could be like, hey, I don't like what we got from this boss, I'm going to pull it back, etc., etc. I'll tell you, if we got a lot of HP, which we don't, I would have been very confident in our ability to win moving forward. Now, I'm still very confident, but it might, you know, get the blood pressure up a little bit on the way. 3 Spirit Hearts is not bad. I'm still glad we spent on the Spirit Hearts on the last floor. But it's not where you want to be for Deal with the Devil, specific reasons. We have a lot of survivability, but very little purchasing power. You know what? I don't want to take damage there. I don't know if that's a great use of Glowing Hourglass, but I know it's a use of Glowing Hourglass. And that makes it a great use of Glowing Hourglass, based on the fact that most of the time when I have this item, I don't do anything with it. So we are going to take Fishtail. The hope is that maybe we pivot off of Fishtail into like a Guppy's Head, Deal with the Devil sort of situation. We get Guppy's Head, it's twice as good already. That's like the theme of this run. Everything's twice as good as it looks already. It's a great place to be. Ipecac. I will take it. It's dangerous. In fact, if I could go back, would I still take it? Yes. By the way, thank you for illustrating my exact point to me. I guess I could go back, ironically enough. But sometimes we're going to have my reflection. Got to be very careful about that. Telepills indeed, my good man. Or we could have gone back, I should say, until very recently. So yeah, my reflection is the danger element. But I'm not too concerned yet. I will start to be concerned. Yo, skeleton key, that's incredible. I will start to be concerned once we get a little bit lower on HP. Now, I gotta talk to myself here. I gotta have a little tete-a-tete with the oof. There's no reason to be bent out of shape about Deals with the Devil right now. You know, you see a Deal with the Devil, unless it's a passive damage dealer that doesn't hurt you, don't take it. Why? We don't need it. Look at our damage stat. It's 42 damage already. We got nothing to worry about. I will use a regular bomb there. I don't want to blow up our donation machine by accident. I will say blank card. It's got me tickled in all the right places. Only other thing I would ask for immediately is a speed upgrade. So we can dodge the shots a little bit more effectively. But dude, it's a little spicy. I like our odds right now. Let's try them. Perks. Speed up. Very nice. Balls of Steel, beautiful. Health up, exactly what we want, even if it's a health down. And then a Telepills, you know, it's got me thinking good thoughts as well, because we don't care at all about the Empress. And we could go get blank card. We could. But give me a moment to think about this first. Because, again, the Empress is worth nothing. Our damage stat is already so high. I mean, it's technically not worth nothing. It's worth very little. I will take a Guppy payout, believe it or not. And we'll get Super Bandage to go along with it. I don't think we benefit too much from Glowing Hourglass. So I will buy this, and we'll get out, and we'll look for a better card later. We're looking for an error room, didn't get one. Instead, we got a nice little reunion tour. It's like the last episode of Survivor, where, you know, they walk through like a winding valley or something like that, and they see the torches and headshots of all the people that they ritualistically, you know, removed from the island, and they all get sad. And even me as a child reading about atrocities in the history books, I'm like, this is boring. And then when they walk past the torch of Rudy in Survivor 2, I'm like, Rudy! Rudy, why'd you take your hand off the thing? Anyway. Every reality show has some variation on that same game. They're like, there's 3 people left. The new game for this basically decides the metagame. Is whoever can keep their hand on the Shrine of the Silver Monkey gets $1 million, more or less. What was that deflection? I'm not humming because I'm concerned. I'm humming because we've gone 15 seconds without getting a 10 out of 10 item, and I'm very offended. Because in case you're curious about where this run goes from here, it's very, very simple. Win 20 is all but stitched up. And I know that seems extremely early. It's not. If anything, I'm being very conservative in calling it so late. Despite Ipecac, despite the occasional My Reflection, you know why it's stitched up? We're only 1 card away from having unlimited HP. Or what amounts to unlimited HP, in all likelihood. We have many, many different paths that give us victory. You know, sometimes you only have 1 victory condition in an Isaac run. We need invincibility on this floor. This is hypothetical. We don't need it right now, obviously. But, you know, you find myself saying on occasion, if we don't get invincibility on this floor of some sort, you know, maybe you're on the final floor, you got 2 HP and an orbital. That's the perfect situation where it's very, very clear. If you don't get invincibility that's reusable, or pause button of some sort, which is not really invincibility, but same difference, you're in a lot of trouble. Here, we could get any fly generating item, and most rooms will melt before we even have to fire a shot. The easy way, most likely way, is we either get something along the lines of Book of Revelation Satanic Bible, happens all the time, or single Hierophant card. That's all it takes. Either of those happen, we'd have to hit ourselves 15 times in order to make a dent in our HP. I don't see it happening. I think range is viable. And I'm feeling good. We didn't spend too much time in the doghouse on this one either. Started with low HP. Got a little reckless early, and now I'm feeling good. Anyway, how are things with you? Good. I'm fine, thank you, and you? 20 wins is about where a streak starts to feel real for me personally. You know, 0 to 5 is nothing. 0 to 5 is you got no idea what you got, you know? 0 to 5 is getting 100% on your first quiz in a chemistry class, you know? Yeah, you got 100% in the class. So does everybody else. Some people got 9 out of 10 because they misread a question. Big whoop. What we have, you know, with Win 20... it's like having a 92 going into the final exam. Feeling pretty confident, you know. 70% of the work has fallen down drastically in our favor. We're not 70% of the way to... stay away from me. We're not 70% of the way to a win, or to what we'd be happy with. You know, if anything, we're 20%. You know, I've got that overarching goal, 100 wins. 100 win streak. We've done it once before. I feel like I have the tools in the toolbox to get back. But what we're not going to do, and I've been bad about this in the past, I don't know how much of an effect it's had, but we're not going to get overconfident. We're not going to start counting the wins in tens. Every single one, his own unique puzzle to be solved. You know, you don't get 23-inch pythons by lifting one really big weight once. You get it by lifting progressively larger loads. I know what I said. And also, don't forget about post-workout nutrition and all that. But anyway, the thing is, I'm just saying it takes time. It's not really meant to be like a treatise on muscular hypertrophy. It's more just like, you know, it's a metaphor. Not really a big, you know, lift weights guy anymore, although I had that phase in my life. Now I'm more of a reads books sort of guy. You know, consider me, I don't know, like, you know when you see like a retired professional athlete? I'm like that times 1.5. Like, I was 1.5 times better than any professional athlete at athletics. No, that doesn't make any sense. I don't know where I'm going. Save me from my own anecdote, please. Thank you. HP-wise, we're loving life. Very good chance of a deal with the devil. And boss fight's right here. Whoa! Okay. Spicy room. The other thing about my reflection is once you shoot once with my reflection, you gotta remember, there's no obligation to keep it going. You could just shoot once with my reflection, wait 30 seconds, try again. And we should be using AWAS more often. That's my bad here. Little Chad is fine. Don't even give Krampus a versus in this situation. It just makes it seem like he has a chance. AWAS. No! Okay, so what happened there? Well, in my own defense, I've never said I was 1.5 times smarter than the... Oh, wait, I just did! No, I AWAS'd in my classic route to avoid accidentally walking down a floor. So I missed the item room, and by extension, I guess the shop, depending on how our financial situation sorted itself out. We're lucky that it doesn't matter. But it is also hilarious that that was like the first time that we were like, we can use AWAS whenever we want. Mom left 20 bucks on the table and said to order AWAS for dinner. What if we just ate garbage and then split it? 10 bucks each. You know what I would love to see is any form of homing tier that overrides my reflection, even modestly. And we will not be taking Bob's Brain. We got enough explosive power on this run. Bob's Brain has gone from a sometimes item. You know, I've been talking about the evolution of my Isaac philosophy lately. It's a new season of NL, basically. Previously, sometimes items were almost always items for us. Because I had a deep-seated insecurity that people would stop watching if I didn't. You know, I was Chris Farley. I was getting on stage and taking my shirt off. And people were like, wow, dude, it's so cool how you're so confident being bad at the game. And I'm like, yeah. About that. Anyway. Now, I've realized, people don't watch for that. Dude, that was a stroke of great luck. People watch, they watch because they've, well, two reasons. One is, you know, or maybe a few reasons, you know, a cluster of reasons. They like my personality for whatever reason. They like the anecdotes. They like Isaac, maybe. And everybody else has stopped making it because, you know, 85% of YouTubers have fled the platform. But I'm still here. Or the big reason, they've been doing it so long that every night before bed, they go, should I get something new to sleep tonight? Ah, that requires cognitive work. I'll just watch Isaac yet again. And thank you for that. Either way, I'm not trying to sell myself short. Hey, bro, it's cool that you're so confident that people just watch you out of inertia. Yeah, about that. Anyway, where was I going with this? We're all gonna die someday. No, where was I going with this? I forget. Oh, no, 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 I don't. I don't forget. I remember now. I remember when I lost my mind. There was something so special about that place. Sorry, Bumble, I'm gonna stop taking your money. I don't need it anymore. We don't even care about the luck upgrades. Torch him, Dad. I've gotten way too confident calling people either dad or son, and it's not a bad habit. Like everybody knows it's not serious, but I figured it out, you know, when like Brock Besser was having a great year on the Canucks last year. I was like, should I really tweet I love my American son? Like, I would be maybe weirded out. I'm not saying that he's reading my Twitter feed. I'm just saying if he did, maybe he might be like, check out a tweet from this weirdo. And I don't care if, you know, 20-year-old Brock Besser, 21-year-old, whatever, judges me. What I do care is I don't want to creep out a 21-year-old stranger by calling him my son. And then, you know, the World Juniors are in town. Alexis Lafreniere just scored. He's been in the coach's doghouse. You guys been following this hot news item about 17-year-old Alexis Lafreniere? He scored, and I tweeted, what a snipe. And then I was going to say, I love my Canadian son. And I was like, don't do... That's just weird. It's not like there's no malice involved in it at all, and there's no creepiness involved in it at all. It's just like, don't do it, you know? Just because I say there's no creepiness doesn't mean it's not creepy. And I can't set the rules for other people, you know? Like when people sometimes tweet me and they say, I love my Canadian dad. That's fine. That's what I signed up for, you know? I don't look at that and go, oh, creep, muted, you know? I go, oh, creep, blocked. Use your Twitch Prime subscription, top right, by the way. That was a terrible start here. But simultaneously, I'm just saying, what? These are good. You know, I'm not really like a public figure, but I'm enough of a public figure that it's not that I'm worried like CBC is going to be like, who's this weirdo who's calling the kids on the World Juniors his son? And I got, it's new culture, Peter Mansbridge, you wouldn't understand. Excuse me, sir. At least I didn't hit myself that time. It's more just like, you know, I just don't need to tweet it. I guess is the resolution to that bit. We don't want any of this, so see you in heck. Sorry, I'm gonna get some water mid-video. I know it's a rarity. I'm still talking to you, don't worry about it. I'm still out here. I'm opening the fridge. I'm pouring the water into the spout. I'm taking a big sip. Couldn't it wait? Well, it could wait if you wanted to hear me cough a lot and be uncomfortable. So, you know, thanks for that, by the way. Nice way to treat your father. We actually wanted to use a key there to see if we got some consumables. So, as with a lot of our recent runs, we've managed to springboard off of a somewhat... That's very useful, by the way. Springboard off of a somewhat difficult start. Or at least, you know, there's reason to be alarmed at the start of this run. Created a situation where, you know, everything's coming up Millhouse. Well, that was a great random shot. We got very lucky not to get hit there. So what are we doing now? Whatever we gotta do, basically. Don't take damage. And for God's sakes, I know we have a little bit of HP in the reservoir. Don't throw it away. There's no need. Now, we also don't want to just run from floor to floor. You know, we got a 100% deal with the devil. We got a Bumbus, and we should be letting him... Oh, we definitely want to check this. One at a time. Do we want this? I think we might have 2 or 3 HP, but I think we definitely would rather take it. And it's not just Curse of the Unknown. We want it for many reasons, but the big one is survivability. The other big one is I really genuinely think we can win pretty easily against any boss with 9 lives. Maybe not Delirium, but 9 lives, 1 HP. I'll take those odds against Blue Baby. If you drop me into that fight right now, I don't think we'd have any trouble. Range up is still okay. Health up immediately pays some form of dividend, at least. And that is a crawl space. And the crawl space is another red chest. Please don't be a troll bomb. Bumbo took the shortcut there. I gotta keep giving Bumbo the money. I keep taking the money for myself. Other things that we would like, by the way, an ability to fly. Instead of what we have now, which is an inability to fly. I.e., I ain't got wings. You ever think, like, that Tom Petty song? God rest him. Sorry, Bumbo. Now you're max level. I'm learning to fly. Ka, 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 ka. I ain't got wings. Coming down. It's the hardest thing. No, it's not. Taking off has got to be the hardest thing, my dude. You ain't got wings. Coming down, that part just handles itself. Unless you're talking about the impact, you know, in which case, fair enough. But I'm just saying, dude, I'm imagining a lot of commercial pilots listening to that song, and they're like, I don't think so. Mr. Tom Petty, you are incorrect. Taking off would be the hardest things. Would be the hardest thing. Or at least, you know, staying up. Otherwise, you take the wings off and you just got a long car. Might as well go for the HP. Yo, no thank you, my friend. No thank you. I do not wish to engage in your unique brand of torture. Womb 2. Plenty of HP. Ooh, that was dangerous. 16 rate of fire. Little goat head action. Dude, we are sitting pretty. But don't even think about it, max level Bumbo. Probably, if I was making a list, and at this point, we've been playing the game so long, we could make lists based on my own lists. But, if I was making a list of, like, the most historically, the items I've most historically underrated, Bumbo would probably be up there. I never thought it was horrible, I think, but it took seeing a statistical breakdown of how it compared to things that take way more effort to enable that I actually thought were good. Like, for example, Cube of Meat, Ball of Bandages, level 3 and 4. It took seeing the fact that Bumbo was better than them for me to be like, oh, it turns out this item is actually great. Okay. Having a lot of fun here. So that one, I do take some issue with, video game. My eyeball is embedded in the wall. Holy crap. What am I supposed to do? So, this is where we start to be a little... I mean, we've been very careful on the whole run, and looking at our HP right now, I'm very glad we have been. Would I still take Ipecac if we were given the opportunity? If we went back in time? Yeah, probably. Because, I mean, Ipecac is just, it's a run-defining item. It's a build-around. You know, you draw it in your Magic the Gathering pack, you're building an Ipecac run. It's just that simple. Otherwise, you know, when I don't draft paper Magic very often. Even when I don't know how to implement a rare, if I know the rare is Dynamite, yeah, we'll take it. If I know the rare is Dynamite, I take it. You know why? Because otherwise I have to deal with a sweaty nerd. And I don't mean sweaty in the smell way, necessarily. But more sweaty in the way that he's like a draft tryhard who came to this specific store because, you know, he's a spike and this store is a Johnny store. So his expected value is slightly higher from coming here instead of going to Stronghold where the other spikes play. Anyway, if I don't take the money rare... I gotta pass the pack to my left and deal with that guy going, bro, you really passed on Dirge of the Mana Vault? You really didn't want... Dude, Mutavault is literally never bad. Dude, you're gonna pass on Rise Against? Don't you know it's the 15th best uncommon in the format, according to Louis Scott Vargas? Oh, you haven't listened to the episode of Limited Resources that came out 15 seconds ago? Bro, he calls it a 3.1 out of 5. And you're just gonna let that wheel? If you don't play Magic, if you do play Magic, right now you're like, do you have a Patreon that I can contribute to? Because this humor is off the charts. If you don't play Magic, you don't know what's up. But it's like when we play poker on the NLSS. And then, you know, you make an action and Rob goes, oh, so now with a straight showing on the flop, you're going to check. But previously, when we were in this exact situation 4 years ago, you raised 40% of the flop. Or you raised 40% of the plot. The pot. Look, I've been recording a lot today, okay? And it's technically my day off, so leave me the frick alone. I take name brand multivitamins. Don't drop bombs on me. Yep, I knew it. I hesitated. He who hesitates teleportates. I'm back to the spawn room. So, well, it's very much... first off, Gimpy hooked us up, but it's very much time to put our money where our mouths are. Alright, well, I'll... Let it fly. Cock, 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 cock. But I ain't got wings. Coming down. Is the highest thing. I don't dislike Tom Petty. Okay? I don't like his music, but I have no reason to believe that he was a subpar human being. Give me Tom Petty over fake Tom Petty, a.k.a. John Cougar Mellencamp, any day of the week. Suckin' on chili dog is my least favorite line maybe in classic rock history. Is like, nobody at any point said, hey, Mr. Mellencamp, Mr. Cougar Mellencamp. You know that incredibly gross sounding line? By the way, thanks, Bumbo, really appreciate it. Where you go, suckin' on chili dogs, outside the tasty freeze. They're like, could you at least, like, if not changing the line, weirdo, could you, at least, like, slow down or take less pleasure in saying it? Suckin' down chili dogs. It gets me every time. It just makes me want to throw up in my own mouth. Great song, though. They're not making it too easy for us here, but, you know, keep in mind, we're not being saved. These are all items we willingly took. Sucking on catacombs on a 19 streak. Eggman's taking fire mine. He says it's the Zane of the week. So, I mean, Epic Fetus. I don't know if it's actually a damage upgrade for us. What I do know is that dropping one of them on any enemy will pretty much kill them. Okay. We have Epic Fetus and a 3 rate of fire. That is an uncommon situation. And our number of shots, by the way, is going to vary moment to moment. That's fairly standard. Nah. The only reason I'm not taking it is I don't want any distractions. You know, and we're not a charge run, so just a chance that maybe we get a Perthrow rune at some point makes me want to not take that. You guys remember that Ashley Simpson song that we all collectively hallucinated in 2005? I heard it in the grocery store the other day. It goes, you make me wanna la-la in the kitchen, on the floor. I'll be your French maid when I meet you at your door. That song, you know, I'm not always the kindest person when it comes to Saturday Night Live, but I understand where they're coming from. One of the best things that show ever did was rid the world of the career of Ashley Simpson, in my opinion. Now, this is a very mean thing for me to say. Nothing against Miss Simpson. I am for real. Possibly the more talented of the two Simpson sisters, but as someone who was a high school senior in 2005, 2006, I really appreciate that, you know, at the height of her popularity. I don't know, this is just mean-spirited. It annoys me. Sometimes I get annoyed when I say mean-spirited things. Not because there's some irony in that item choice there, but both in terms of the context of what we're saying and in the context of the run. But sometimes I just accidentally say mean-spirited things that I don't even necessarily believe over the course of these Isaac runs. And I just feel like a dope about it after. Because I'm like, why was I so mean to Miss Ashley Simpson, who I've, You know, I have no reason to believe she's a terrible person. She got caught lip syncing on SNL. I don't know the context. You know? Maybe she had this booked 12 months in advance or more, and then she got sick on the day of the performance, you know? And moreover, I mean, I don't know. We have this weird... I have a 1 rate of fire with Epic Fetus. That's hilarious. Like, we have a real... I don't know. I don't know if we're anti-lip syncing as far as, like, our culture goes, but we think it's, like, a super negative thing. And I mean... It isn't not a super negative thing. You can't expect somebody's voice to... I mean, there's only like 1% of performers who can perform, you know, as well as they did on the studio mix every single night while on tour forever, you know? Especially, like, I think we were all very naive in the 1990s. I've never, like, investigated this, but I have to believe as an adult... All the boy bands in the 1990s, in concert, they were lip-syncing, right? And here's why I think that. They were dancing. At all times. Even in the soulful part, they're always busting out, like, elbows are locking in opposite directions and stuff. You'd be out of breath. And I don't want it that way. Hey, 20 wins in a row. Thanks for watching. A little spicy at the end there, but thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, click the like button, subscribe, radio, of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. And follow me on Twitch as well, twitch.tv/Northernlion. For now, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. See ya.